On behalf of the Lorenz family, welcome to all of you to today's celebration of life for the late Ted Lorenz. The only thing I told Todd is, do not put Kendra in front of me. And here she is. And Kendra, we're going to keep it all together now, because if you get emotional, I'm going to get emotional. My name is Calvin Higo, and I've been a longtime friend of Ted's, and I'm honored to preside over today's proceedings to say our last farewell. Before I begin, I'd like to introduce some honored guests. We have today our MLA, John Yap from Richmond Steveston, our MLA, our Councillor Linda McPhail, Councillor Derek Dang, Councillor Bill McNulty, Councillor Harold Steves, who I hear flew in just a few minutes ago, and Councillor Chuck Chackow. And we thank them for being here with us today.
An example of Ted's steadfast commitment to the community occurred when he and his family were willing to sign a mortgage with others in order for the Steveston Community Centre construction to be completed. The centre was officially opened in 1957 and proved to be an important addition to the community. Ted proudly served as president of the Steveston Community Society from 1971 to 1974. Ted's lengthy career with Richmond Fire Rescue started when he was just 18 years of age. As a volunteer firefighter with the Steveston Volunteer Fire Brigade, he transitioned to Richmond Fire Rescue once it was established. Ted easily gained the respect of his fellow workers, and he was able to move up through the ranks until he assumed the position of fire chief in 1979. He served in the chief's role until retiring in 1993. Ted was notably considered a progressive and modern fire chief. He served as a founding member of the Greater Vancouver Fire Chiefs Association and an honorary lifetime member of the Fire Chiefs Association of BC. Although we have lost a good friend, colleague, volunteer, and contributor to the betterment of Richmond, Ted's legacies are all around us and will endure for many years to come. We will remember Ted Lorenz. Sincerely, Malcolm D. Brody, Mayor.
And John, if you could hit the lights. Ted was a good friend to all of us and a very special friend to Councillor Steves, and when I was over at the house the other day, Steve said he's got this clip of him and Ted back in the late 60s, early 70s.
It's roughly the largest fishing community in the whole of British Columbia, and there's a lot of one facility here that we have a lot of gas stations.
Thank you, Calvin. I had major surgery to my back just before Christmas on December the 10th, and it's the ability to walk and to be able to be here today. It was a privilege for me. I don't care what kind of shape it was in a wheelchair. I wanted to talk about my friend, this wonderful Ted Lorenz. We actually put a candle up here today that's being lit. It kind of represents the spirit of our friend Ted, if it ever gets lit. It also kind of reminds me of the fishing needle, but that's another story that we'll talk about at council one day. I was blessed to have known Ted for over 40 years, and I'm privileged to be given the opportunity to share with you my thoughts about my friend and mentor and his contribution to our community in Steveston. I'd best describe Ted as rumpled. If anybody knows Ted, it was rumpled. A genius, but rumpled. He was definitely not a clothes horse. Thank God for the fire department uniforms. Although knowing Ted, keeping all those white shirts wrinkle-free was a bit of a challenge, or should thank God for Frances, because who knows that we'd go out of there if it wasn't for her. Thank you, Frances. But beyond the rumpled, the real Ted came through, one which was about leadership, courage, and community and family.
I want to fill my calling and give the best in me to guard my neighbor and protect his property. And if according to your will I have to lose my life, please bless with your protecting hand my children and my wife. The fire service of today is ever-changing, but is steeped in traditions hundreds of years old. One such tradition is the sound of the bell. In the past, every community had a bell, whether it was a church bell or a town bell. The bell called the townspeople to the church for meetings, and it called them to when there was a fire. The people would form the bucket brigades to extinguish the fire, and when the fire is out, they would toll the bell to let everyone know that all was safe and sound and that everyone could go home. The bell tolled 3 times. We use these traditions as symbols which reflect honor and respect and on those who have given us much and who have served so well.